Don't place a trade based on what you're seeing in this video because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. Hey traders, John Howell here. And in today's video, I want to cover the Dow Jones, the SP500 and the Nasdaq. And I'm going to be covering it from a more of a weekly basis. I'm going to share with you what I'm seeing on the weekly charts right now. And because there's something really interesting that I'm seeing here right now, and it could be, this could be the start of some form of a pullback right now. And so it's really interesting what I'm seeing here as I'm doing this analysis here. Okay, and so let me actually just get straight into it right now. Now on the Dow Jones, as we can see, right, we've had this big rally down through here. Sorry, a big drop down through here, and then we've had a rally up through here. Now notice where we're at right now. If I bring up my trend lines, my good old trend lines through here, okay, we can see that this market has rallied up towards this level up here, and see how it's rejected it off this level through here on the weekly chart. That level there was, as you can see, it came down and found a major support, and now it's finding a bit of resistance through here. So because it's finding a bit of resistance through here and we're rejecting it down, you can see how it's rejecting it off there. And you can see all this level back here around that sort of $22,000 level. There's actually also that support level as well too. Now, what I'm looking at here right now is that, it's more like a, do or die situation. Do or die simply means, well, wouldn't be really do or die, but what I do see is that, see how we're just sort of just going sideways through here? We're not really doing much for the last 3 weeks overall. As you can see, the open and closes for the weeks have been pretty close. And we're doing the same, and we rally up and rejecting off here. So I wouldn't be too surprised if we saw this sort of action happening next week. So I wouldn't be too surprised of that. Now, with that being said, I don't see a new low being tested with the Dow Jones. If we did see that, I do believe it's just probably likely to come back down to a level of where you can see this level through here has been a lot of resistance through here, resistance, and then a pullback. But we're getting in terminologies of candlestick patterns. Let me bring this down to here. We're getting like a little reversal sort of candlestick, right? You see how it rallied right up, came all the way back down and closed low through there. So that's actually a very bearish sort of candlestick pattern. But with that being said, we have had a rally up and now we're just sort of resting through here. So we could actually have another week of not really doing much. But even if we did get some form of a pullback through here, guys, I do see this thing rallying back up again towards that 27,000 mark. But the flip side to this, and that's where it's like, which way will it go? It's like, do we break down through here, or is this just a resting pattern before we break up? So that's the question for you guys. Is like, is this a reversal pattern where we're going to see a reversal down? If we did do that, I'd see the reversal down and probably then rally back up again. Or is this just one big resting pattern in the markets before we go for another move overall on a weekly chart through there? So that's actually what I'm seeing through there on the Dow Jones. Also the SP500, same thing, right? But the SP500's doing same sort of thing. But look at this here. We've hit this overall level of resistance all through here. So there's been a lot of levels of resistance all through here, and we rallied up. We hit the level of resistance, came back down and closed low through here. Not really doing much for the next few weeks. So even on the S&P, especially on the S&P, right? That tells me we're likely to get probably a bit of a drop to the downside. Probably not a lot of a drop to the downside. I would say probably a move down towards 2,600. I don't see this low being tested. If that does happen, I see a drop probably maybe into next week, all of next week, and then a continuation overall back to the upside. We definitely do need some form of a pullback here, I would say. That'll be really, really good and healthy for the markets. And we just got to watch these markets, right? If we can start to see something like this happen where we drop down, let's actually do this here. If we can start to see something like this market dropping down, and then it holds, and then we start to pick back up again, that'll be a major higher low on the weekly chart. That'll be very, very powerful and very bullish for the overall markets through there. And moving over through to the Nasdaq right now. The Nasdaq, same sort of thing, right? Nasdaq's been very strong through here. Nasdaq's still very, very close to closing its gap. but we had this like a little reversal candlestick pattern where we are there. So I wouldn't be too surprised once again to see a bit of a selling week coming into next week, and probably a bit of a drop down to these levels through here, 8,200, possibly even down to as low as 7,800. I don't see these lows here being tested. I just see this very nice healthy correction before we start to see something like that again and coming up, especially the Nasdaq, where it's got all these really powerful stocks in there, like Amazon, Netflix, Apple, and so on and so forth. All the powerful tech stocks that have been booming right now because of what's been happening in this here. So Nasdaq is the one that is the most powerful, but even though likely, a pullback just around the corner, but it won't last long. Traders, I am running a free training, and on this free training, I'm going to walk you through my #1 trading system for the last 15 years. If you're wondering, what is my trading system? How do I actually trade the markets? What sort of setups do I look for? Then this is for you. See, on this, I'm going to walk you through all the details, but I'm going to walk you through the 3 secrets. The secret #1 is I'm going to walk you through the one thing that took me from $250,000 in debt and almost went bankrupt to actually shifting to actually making money from the markets. I'm going to talk about that one thing. Secret #2, I'm going to walk you through all the steps and all the details to my trading system. I'm not going to hold anything back. You're going to learn all the details to this, so you too, when you leave, you'll be able to see exactly how I trade the markets and what sort of setups I look for, so you can start to apply it today as well too. And secret #3, I'm going to show you exactly how and how I trade the markets for only 1 hour per day as well too. So I'm going to walk you through everything through. So if you're struggling with your trading right now, you need to see this. If you're looking for a really high probability trading system that gets like over 90% success rate, then this is for you as well too. And if you're looking for a way to be able to have freedom in your life, but also condense that down with a really good trading system, then secret #3, you're going to love that as well too. So I'm running that free training today. So go to johnsfreetraining.com right now, and I'll see you there.